Hey, what's going on? This is Mr. Aesthetic Life with one of my clients who just finished the 28-day challenge about a week ago, Derek J. How's it going, brother? How's your day going?
It's going good, going good. My window for the fasting is just opened up, so I'm excited to start eating soon.
Yeah, calories.
Yeah, finally, yeah, going good though, man. It's always going good.
Nice. Awesome. And so you had pretty awesome results. You're telling me you were just having a brief conversation here, and I'll let you say that in a little bit here. But I want to know, before joining the program, what were you doing? What were you looking to do? What did you want?
Yeah, well, the biggest thing that I wanted was one, I wanted to get closer to having a six pack, and two, I just wanted to build like overall strength and kind of muscular definition, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, those were probably the two biggest things because those are just when you have like a goal that you want to get to. When you think of strength, one of the biggest things you think of, one, you want your abs to show, and two, you want like muscular definition. So those are the biggest things that I wanted to get towards before I started the program.
Mm-hmm. And what have you tried previously in the past to get there? Like, did you have another coach, gym membership? Did you try diets, or did you try doing it on your own? And what was the result?
Yeah, a lot of it was on my own. Some of the things that I've been told were diet and exercise. It seems pretty intuitive, so that's what I tried to do. But a lot of the like a lot of what I didn't know was how to diet and how to exercise. I had a gym membership. Of course, you'd go to the gym, and a lot of a lot of a lot of beginners, when you go to the gym, is kind of like you just kind of copy what everyone else does. You see someone using the bench, so you go use the bench too. You see someone doing curls, so you go do curls too. And then I had been doing eating what I consider like low calorie foods, watermelon, lettuce, things like that. But there was a point where I had plateaued. So um, I started by myself, but at one point I realized doing it by yourself to achieve a goal, going after it by yourself is one of the hardest things you can do. It's good to have support. It's good to have someone that can show you the way, and it's good to have someone that can kind of like correct you and help keep you straight when you're kind of bumping off the lanes and things like that.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So you have guidance here. Awesome. And since being in the program, what have you accomplished so far?
Well,
Let us know.
the biggest accomplishments is I've cut a lot of fat off the midsection, and a lot of that I had to credit to intermittent fasting, which I did not know about. It changed the way that I looked at dieting. It corrected a lot of the bad eating habits that I had developed. I used to think that it didn't matter like what time you ate, as long as you ate something that was kind of healthy for you. But then I would just put calories in my body that forced it to burn overnight. The biggest thing the intermittent fasting did for me was it because I was dedicated to consuming my calories within a certain window. It forced me to kind of develop a healthier and a better eating habit, and to look at more what I was eating, because I had to hit the macros. So I realized that I couldn't just eat foods that were really high in like calories or other things without eating something that was specific to hitting macros, like the amount of carbs or the amount of protein and things like that. So it really changed with the window that was instilled in intermittent fasting. I always had to be more responsible of making sure that I ate specific foods that helped me reach my macros, as opposed to just eating whatever. So in a way, it also helped me contain the amount of calories I was consuming per day. And once I hit the end of the window, it forced me to just stop consuming excess calories. So when I was stacking that on top of the workouts, it just allowed me to achieve amazing results. I
Mhm.
lost about 8 pounds. I started the program at 150, and I dropped down. The lowest that I dropped down to was like 142, which I'll take as a win because that's what I was trying to do anyway. You know, ideally I'd like to get down to 135. I actually can't believe I lost 8 pounds in 28 days. So yeah, it's if what the biggest thing the program did for me was give me a springboard towards getting that six pack that I eventually want to get.
Yeah, I was just looking at your 28-day pictures that you posted recently here, and the progress photos. You went from, you know, having a little bit of a chunk here, but then you went down to having a flat stomach. It looked like you're getting those packs built. You got a 2-pack, right? 2-pack, 3-pack, 4-pack.
Yeah,
That's
I'll take the 2-pack, but eventually I'm hoping to add like 4 more packs to that.
It's
So
going. You're on the right track. You're on the right track. And so, how has this made you feel as a person?
you know, when you have a better body, you feel more confident the way you go about in your day. You know, and
Mhm.
it kind of reflects the way that you walk around. Like, you know, I walk around with better posture, knowing that I have a body I'm confident in. I'm a big believer in what you do in private, you wear in public. You know, so if you're eating poorly in private, then you're gonna wear it in public. At the same time, if you're eating well in private, if you're working out in private, you're gonna wear that in public. So knowing I'm doing things in private to make myself better in public actually gives swagger to walk with, so to speak. So um, yeah, I got to say um, that when I go about my daily, you know, my daily routines, I feel a lot better than before I started the challenge 28 days ago.
Nice. And how does it change the way you look at things?
Um, biggest thing is I look at um, I look at food differently. First of all, I look at, you know, it's kind of like when I eat, I look at eating as kind of like investment. You know, for example, like pasta versus turkey. Yeah, I can choose to consume pasta, which I love pasta by the way, but then I'm gonna get all these excess like carbs and like calories, and I'm not gonna take a step closer to hitting the macros of the amount of protein I need per day.
Mhm.
So I can look at that and just invest in eating turkey, where it'll satisfy my hunger just the same as pasta, but it's a lot more benefit in that I get more protein and I'm keeping the calorie count down. You know, so honestly, like the biggest thing is changing the way I look at things is the way I look at food, um, the way I look at workouts. You know,
Mhm.
I've noticed that technique is a big thing with um, how you work out, how you lift the weight is much more important than the amount of weight that you lift. You know, it's better um, to lift with correct form than it is to lift a heavier set load. And I learned that from the workouts that we did. One of your trainers had corrected my form with a bicep curl I was doing. You know, I'd lift fast and I'd bring the weight down fast, and he'd tell me, no, do it this way. Go down slower so you kind of feel the heavier workout in your bicep. You know, so the program really made me look at dieting. It kind of opened my eyes to being more specific to what I consume every day, and opened my eyes to having a better like form when I work out and things like that.
Yeah. And it's funny too because what's been amazing to see is that these changes haven't come about because you know you've been working out like crazy or starving yourself right now. But what does your life look like? You're pretty busy right now, right?
Yeah. Well, my life right now is that I mean, I work right now. One of my part-time jobs, I commute about an hour away from LA to Orange County, and then I have a bunch of other part-time jobs that allow me to just kind of fit working out. So the workouts were something that I could take with me to any gym. One thing I actually had been doing is that because the workouts were on my phone, if I had like a gym, one of my gym passes, if they just had a location at a place that like, in another place where I just happened to be working away from home, I would just go to the gym and I'd have the workouts in my phone and I just take it with me and do the workouts that were listed in the program. So it was kind of cool that because the workout was mobile, I could just take it with me and do it wherever I needed to.
That's what's great about having a hybrid program here. Now, think back to before you joined the challenge. What kind of things were you doing in the past to try and achieve these results?
I had been doing, I'd been eating, I want to say like, foods that were, I want to say considered low calories, like watermelon, like a sandwich with like lettuce and turkey. I had been lifting by myself with no help, which contributed to me not really knowing how to lift until I started doing the program. And also, I want to say like the motivation was not where it should be. It was more like working out when I felt like it or if I was feeling good for the day. With the 28-day challenge, because it was a challenge, I had to really change my attitude and challenge myself to fit a workout wherever I could. So I want to say that the challenge really made me dedicate myself to making sure that one, I did the workout every day that there was to be a workout for those 28 days, and two, to make sure that I kept up with the fast, to make sure that I was committed to fasting for the 16 hours and only consuming calories, the right amount of foods in those 8 hours that I was allowed to eat.
Yeah. Doesn't it seem crazy to go back then and try to do it that way with
Yeah.
you're saying that all these like fruit diets and everything like
Yeah,
like,
I would never go back to the way I was doing it before.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I think that once you do a program that opens your eyes, it kind of changes your outlook on how you look at fitness and things like that.
So nice. So what's been different this time around? Was it the support, the environment, the group of dedicated men along the same journey?
All of that, and I just want to say the biggest thing is the awareness of the eating program that you had put together. It's just once it really just opens your eyes, it makes you look at fitness a little bit differently. When you're kind of taught different methods and you know how to apply it to the way that you go about your life. So I want to say that when I'm made more aware of what I'm eating, when I'm made more aware of there's a certain amount of like macros I have to hit per day,
Yeah.
it really makes you think about what you choose to eat. Eating is just such an important part of the diet. Abs are made in the kitchen. So I just needed to make sure that I was developing the proper eating habits.
80% of your results there.
Yeah, I mean that's why I got those results, because the eating habit and of course working out. But just the combination of those two, which you had put in the program, is why I was able to get those results.
Nice. Now, what advice would you give yourself looking back to before the program, or to someone who was sitting on the fence themselves?
I'd say like, if you're on the fence, man, ask yourself, how bad do you want it? How much do you want it? And if you want it bad enough, then you need to get on the side of the fence where, you're going to get your butt kicked in a program. Because you don't grow a wishbone where your backbone ought to be. And that's the reason that I committed to the challenge in the first place. So I would say to anybody who is on the fence, I'd say, how bad do you want it? And if you want it bad enough, then you have to put yourself in a position to be able to go after your fitness goals. So you need to be able to commit to doing something good for you and your body.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you for coming on. It's been amazing to have you. and thank you for sharing your story with us. So I'm excited to see where you're going to be at moving forward here. You're a superstar, dude. It's awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Lupe.
Thank you very much, and have a great rest of your day.
Will do. Thank you.
Cheers. All right. Now, if you're still watching this and you can relate with Derek, maybe you tried other diets, programs, and you're still stuck. You keep finding that you lose motivation along the way. Maybe you're stuck right now, just like Derek was. Then I want to help you. I'm going to be opening up 3 spots to our program, and if you're selected, you're going to get a VIP upgrade, as well as 50% off our coaching packages now. Now, I know what you're thinking. How is this any different to anything else? Well, just like a lot of people have been stuck on the fence here and they've been, plateauing and doing things over and over. Just like Derek said, this is the only system that exists for busy men who want to get a 6-pack, another one, and feel more energy. So what if you don't have any time? Just like Derek did here, who's a busy man himself. Well, this thing only requires you to exercise 3 times a week. And what if you don't have the money to invest? Just like Derek did here. Well, this is going to cost less than a single large latte a day. If you want to apply now and start 2018 completely revived and unlocked and be able to achieve the body you want in at least 28 days, what I'm going to ask you to do is click on the link below and apply. I'll ask you a few questions to see if our system will work for you. And if it does, your life can change just like it has for Derek in the matter of 4 weeks. He wasn't able to believe that he was able to lose 8 pounds. What I want you to do is click on the link below and start the application now. So that's a wrap from here, Mr. Aesthetic Life. Have a great day, and I'll see you on the next time.